stop, right now. I want you to notice something. That voice in your head, the one that's been telling you, you're not good enough, that you should have done better, that everyone else has it figured out, while you're falling behind. That voice that kicks you when you're already down. You know, those automatic negative thoughts that pop up whenever you make a mistake, or face a challenge. What if I told you that voice isn't helping you succeed? What if it's actually the biggest obstacle between you and the life you want? In a culture that glorifies hustle and perfectionism, we've forgotten one of humanity's most powerful tools for genuine success: self-compassion. Today, we're diving into an ancient Eastern practice called metta, or loving-kindness meditation. A practice that's been transforming lives for over 2,500 years, and can transform yours too. Picture this. You're staring at your computer screen at 2 a.m., your eyes burning with exhaustion, but that internal critic won't let you rest. Just one more hour, it whispers. Everyone else is working harder. These relentless negative thoughts that judge every move you make. Sound familiar? You're not alone. From Silicon Valley startups to corporate boardrooms, from college campuses to suburban homes, we're living in a culture where self-criticism has become our default mode. And that relentless inner pressure is taking its toll on our minds and bodies. But here's where Eastern wisdom offers us a different path. For over 2,500 years, Buddhist philosophy has understood something our hustle culture is just beginning to recognize. The harshest critic isn't your boss, your parents, or social media. It's you. And that critic is sabotaging everything you're trying to build. The ancient practice of metta teaches us that self-compassion isn't weakness. It's strategic intelligence. When we're drowning in self-criticism, our brains literally shut down the creative problem-solving regions we need most. We call this threat mode, where our prehistoric survival instincts hijack our modern cognitive abilities. Think about someone you care deeply about. If they came to you exhausted, overwhelmed, making the same mistakes you're beating yourself up for, what would you say? You'd probably offer understanding, encouragement, maybe help them see solutions they couldn't see alone. That's metta in action. Now here's the productivity insight that changes everything. When we're constantly fighting ourselves, we're wasting enormous mental energy that could be channeled into actual problem solving. Self-compassionate people don't give up after failure. They learn, adapt, and bounce back stronger, because they're not spending their energy in an internal war. But wait, there's more. And this is where it gets really interesting, for anyone who's ever felt stuck in that cycle of self-punishment. The traditional metta practice involves 4 simple phrases, but I'm going to show you how to adapt them for our modern, achievement-oriented lives. Instead of just sitting in meditation, you can use these phrases as your new internal operating system. When you catch yourself in that familiar spiral of, I should've, I could've, why didn't I? Try this. May I be kind to myself in this moment. May I give myself the compassion I need. May I be strong enough to learn from this. May I be free from unnecessary suffering. This isn't just feel-good philosophy. In our achievement-obsessed culture, self-compassion might seem counterintuitive, but it's actually the secret weapon of high performers who sustain their success without burning out. When you stop being your own worst enemy, you free up mental bandwidth for creativity, innovation, and genuine growth. The Eastern understanding is profound. When we stop fighting ourselves, we free up enormous energy for fighting our actual challenges. When we stop being our own worst enemy, we become our own best ally. Consider this. What if the reason you're struggling isn't because you're not being hard enough on yourself? What if it's because you're being too hard? What if that voice that says you're not doing enough is actually preventing you from doing your best work? In traditional Buddhist teaching, metta begins with self-love, because you cannot give what you don't have. If your internal world is harsh and critical, that's what you'll bring to your relationships, your work, your dreams. But when you cultivate genuine self-compassion, you're not just changing your inner experience. You're changing your capacity to show up fully in the world. So to sum it up, whenever that inner critic shows up, pause and repeat these 4 phrases. May I be kind to myself. May I give myself the compassion I need. May I be strong enough to learn from this. May I be free from unnecessary suffering. And remember, you are worthy of compassion, especially from yourself. If this message touched you, like the video, comment below what your inner critic keeps saying, and subscribe for more real-world wisdom from the East.